Okay, people, before I get started with this review, for those that live in the LA area or is going to SummerSlam and are actually going to that huge Q&A that they're going to have before SummerSlam starts, here I have a challenge for all of you. I have a challenge for you guys to ask the questions that you want to ask. Don't be afraid to say what you want to say out there. Any question that you have for Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Sting for that matter, ask the questions that you want to ask and record the response, y'all. And if you have YouTube pages or Facebook pages, I'm telling you guys, upload that, man. Seriously. And I'm not doing it for slander. I'm just doing it to prove a point. Every question that the YWC and IWC have for these people, and they have the response for it, so they can just leave it alone, put it up there. And if you can't, or if you're afraid of a lawsuit, don't. But either or, guys, my challenge for all of you is to ask the questions that you want to ask for this Q&A, because they decide to do a Q&A, which means that they're probably ready for the responses that's going to be thrown out there. So ask those questions. All right, y'all, let's go on to this review. Honestly, you guys, I can pretty much go on the entire night and talk about the shameless self promotion of the WWE network. And honestly, that's pretty much how the opener started, the shameless promotion of WWE network. I know they were trying to be funny about it. I know they were trying to make it a joke. But on the real, it made them look desperate. We all know about the money that they have really lost from having this network being launched. And we're just now hearing that those in the UK, as well as in most of Europe, and probably in Asia, maybe. I think Asia is going to probably be in November. But if I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section. But from what I remember is that it is going to be launched on October 1st. Yeah, about what, close to 10 months later? I mean, this really should have been launched in February, y'all. Honestly, it should have been launched. It should have went global the exact same night that it was launched in the States. The entire world should have gotten the WWE pretty much everywhere on February. Wait, I can't remember the exact day. I think it was February 18th or something like that. But either or, in February, it should have launched. And they did pretty much the entire night shameless self promotion of the WWE network, which really looked tacky. It really did. But I will say, besides that shameless amount of promotion that they had, the shameless plugs of the WWE network, besides all that, I will say that the matches leading on up to SummerSlam were very interesting. The Beat the Clock match was an actual good match. But honestly, thinking about it, they had the best matches for the Shield. Like, seriously, from everybody in the Shield, from Roman Reigns to Dean Ambrose to Seth Rollins, everyone in the Shield match, everyone in the Shield got one of the best matches of the night, in my opinion. Let's start with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns ended up having a last man standing match with Kane. That was a pretty good match to watch. I enjoyed it. Really great match. Then we ended up having two Beat the Clock matches with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. Of course, Dean Ambrose, it took him about 15 minutes to even pin Alberto Del Rio. But it was the hilarity of seeing the second Beat the Clock match. And Seth Rollins continually became distracted on how the contract got ripped up, got replaced with used soda and popcorn just dumped in there, as well as JBL's hat. I found it quite funny and quite interesting. And also, it shows me how completely cheap that contract really is, and how no one really cares that much about it. Because this is the second time that the briefcase got confiscated and pretty much demolished. Because that's the same thing that happened with Damian Sandow when he won the briefcase, and Cody Rhodes tossed it into the Gulf. Or no, yeah, he tossed it into the Gulf, I think. I don't know, can't remember. But either or, the fact that he tossed it like into a body of water and then you end up having the contract ripped up really shows me how much they really consider the Money in the Bank briefcase to be absolutely nothing. I mean, they don't even have like, I mean, sure, it's encased in gold, but for crying out loud, it's a contract. You would think to have a combo lock on there and make it seem important, or at least have Dean Ambrose take it and try to do something with the briefcase and beat it up and kind of mess him up even more in the head. But no, he just opened it and ripped it up. And that shows me how cheap the contract really is in the eyes of WWE, in my opinion. But what was worse is actually seeing Cesaro lose within what, 15 seconds, which makes me believe that they really have given up on him. I don't know why. Cesaro is probably one of the best dynamos that I have seen come out of NXT. He's had one of the best feuds when he was there, and now he made it to the big time. He literally last year, well, actually this year, for this year's WrestleMania 30, put Big Show over the top rope for the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, the first ever. The guy was literally a United States champion for a while, but he was a great heel champion. He was promoted by Paul Heyman, but ever since he left Paul Heyman, it kind of went down from there. Something must have happened back in the scenes, backstage. Something must have happened backstage with Cesaro to have him lose so quickly and so. It was just sad. I'm sorry, it really, really was sad. And speaking of sad, it's really no point even talking about Damien Sandow. He is doing his best to try to find a character or something that fits. But now he's just finding gimmick after gimmick after gimmick and emulating them. He's playing cosplay practically every night and losing practically every night. I don't necessarily see Damien Sandow stay around for too long, but it just makes me sad to actually see him do that every night. But not as bad as Layla. Layla's on the brink of retirement. You kind of wish that her legacy that she leaves behind would be more epic than it is. But she's just dancing around with Summer Rae being a valet again. And this woman actually is better as a tag team partner than being a valet. Don't make Layla a valet, because Layla is a lot more to her than that. And she's a great heel. She can play a great heel, but she can actually play a great heel when she's coupled with someone else. And I know that was mentioned on several reviews as well as a few Q&As, and that is true. But don't make it like this. And also do something with Summer Rae. You're trying to bring Summer Rae up. Don't have her dancing around with El Torito and the other two Stooges. Seriously, those other two don't even count compared to El Torito, because he's more over than those guys, and they're seasoned vets. They're colognes. Enough said. And the fact that you got a bull that's over the Cologne siblings or cousins or whatever, that's just messed up. It kind of is. But besides all that El Torito mess, I'm going to go into the main event of the night, people. I really, really am. The main event of the night for me personally was the video segment between Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the title at SummerSlam. Straight up, one of the best video packages I have seen in a while. But here's my problem. You got Brock Lesnar looking like a freaking beast the entire time. And let's go into this. And also, y'all, this is going to probably be the first and only time that you're going to hear me, I guess, say this word. But they seem to use the word bitch interchangeably, depending on the character that says it. You got Brock Lesnar says it a few times, don't get censored. You got John Cena saying it a few times, don't get censored. You got Brie saying it several times, and it gets censored. That makes what kind of sense? If you're gonna be offended by the word bitch, don't freaking use it. Don't even have it in the title. Don't even have it on. Don't even have it on the script. Just leave it out, especially if you're concerned about her saying it because she's a woman. But then you got Stephanie saying it twice, and yeah, don't get censored except for on the video, except for on the promotional video leading on up to the segment. Yeah, sure. That makes plenty of sense. Just don't use the word. Okay? Just don't use it. Keep it out. Because I'm tired of the hypocrisy of the use of the word bitch. There you go. For those that really want to hear me curse, there you go. And honestly, bitch really isn't a curse word. It's an actual term for a female dog. So it's really not profanity. But either or, let's move on to the whole point of this entire segment here. Now, what I'm going to go into is not so much of that word anymore, but I am going to talk about the one thing that bothers me the most. Besides that, John Cena. John Cena was a freaking robot. He was a machine. He would look like he had everything in his head from the script that he studied hours before he did this video package. He was as stiff as a robot. And here comes Brock Lesnar sounding like a freaking beast. Like, I'm going to eat you alive. Like, I'm going to eat you up whole and spit out your bones. And then here comes John Cena, just sounded so mechanical. I know how Brock Lesnar is. You know, I've actually fought him before. I know exactly what to do, and I'm not going to talk about my achievements and everything, because I am, blessed to be here. Honestly, the guy is a beast, and he's going to literally eat you alive, and you have no response. You have the stiffest response ever. Come on now. And somehow, maybe you think in your mind, oh, I'm booked to win, so, it doesn't really matter. I don't know. But that was the most stiffest response I have heard in my life. And you would think there'll be a little bit more to it than that. See how it's the freaking beast, Brock Lesnar, who took out Taker. Enough said. He took out Taker. Come on. And you got that response? I don't know. That was the only thing that bothered me. It just didn't feel so realistic because you had John Cena reacting like a robot. Be human. We'll love you for it. Be human. But y'all, let's go on to the actual main event of the night. Now, this kind of makes me happy, and then it kind of makes me nervous. Well, not nervous, but concerned. I'm talking about the contract signing between Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon. Y'all, this is epic. This is epic for the women's division. This is epic for the Divas division. And why? Because there has not been a female main eventing a Raw since Lita and Trish. It's been years since we have seen this, in a long time. The fact that you got a contract signing between these two women shows that this is going to be a very important match to watch, which means that they got to bring it. They can't half do it. They have to bring it. The Divas division pretty much is in the balance when it comes to what they're going to do at SummerSlam. They cannot half do it. And it seems to me that Stephanie, who was really young at the time, is more prepared now than she was back in the day because she's trained by Triple H. Triple H probably taught her everything she knew about how to wrestle, and practically she's gonna emulate every move that he's ever done in his entire career, which is fine. But they gotta bring their A game. They gotta make this an interesting match. You had a contract signing. You can't make this look bad. And not only that, the banter back and forth between these two women were awesome. It was amazing. Not only that, it's possibly setting up a possible heel turn for Nikki Bella against her sister. This has to work. You can't mess this up because it will make the Divas division look lower than it already is at the moment. Sure, we got AJ Lee, but not AJ Lee can bring this out of the sewers that it's in right now. They have to make this work, and I'm hoping that they do. I am rooting for them. But guys, my overall thoughts of Raw is this. The shameless plugging of the WWE Network was pathetic and sad at best. But I'm not going to take it away from the actual decent matches that they had tonight, besides the Beat the Clock and the Last Man Standing match, which was really good. And sure, we had that whole ridiculous stupid feud between Dolph Ziggler and all that other stuff. But those matches themselves, I will say that they're actually doing well to promote SummerSlam. I got to give kudos to them. As for the shameless pandering or the shameless promotion of the WWE Network, was pathetic and pathetic at its best. Seriously, it really was. So I'm not going to say the show was bad. I'm just going to say that their extreme pimping of the WWE Network is close to making it bad for some people, but not for me. I actually somewhat enjoyed the show, except for the constant promotion of it, and I literally almost fell asleep. But I will say that the main event, as well as those three matches, really did kind of even it out for me. So I'm not going to say it was horrible. But enough of that. I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment in the comment section below or send me a video response on your personal thoughts of Raw. I honestly think they're doing a really great job promoting SummerSlam. And I really believe that besides that ridiculousness of the WWE Network, I will say that they're doing a great job promoting SummerSlam, and I am looking forward to watching it. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all.